Hello everyone, today I want to show you how to use a new tool called SciSpace that will help you in your literature reviews, discovering new scientific literature, and simplifying the process of finding relevant papers on your topic. It really does help you compare a large number of papers and get a lot of work done in a short amount of time. So the tool's called SciSpace, and in order to go to it, you need to go to typeset.io or search on Google. It'll take you to a page that says SciSpace by Typeset. Click on that, and then you'll find yourself on this homepage saying 2 hours worth of reading in minutes. And here you're able to type in a question that is relevant to your literature review. So just a quick overview of the page. There's a literature review tab, extract data from PDF, which will show how to do that as well, reading with AI Copilot, and you're even able to paraphrase. So let's start off by typing in our research question. And I'm going to start off by saying, what is the impact of AI on work? And you'll see it's quite a general question because I want to find out literature that's available on the topic and have SciSpace come up with the best articles that can relate to that. So the first thing that you'll see is that it gives us insight from the top 5 papers. And that's usually just a summary of the information that is extracted from the top 5 papers that it feels is relevant. So let's see what it's come back with. It says AI has a significant impact on work, has led to job reorganization rather than displacement, with automation shifting tasks to areas where humans have a comparative advantage. So actually quite relevant. Job quality improvements associated with AI include reduced tedium, increased worker engagement, and so on. So it's going on now to the benefits in terms of the impact of AI on work. However, it also shows us some limitations, risks, actually limiting on the job learning. That sounds to be a bit interesting. It's something that we could look further into, and so on. So quite an organized overview. As you see, it is a summary. It's quite short, and it will require a lot more in-depth information to extract the information. So let's look at the actual papers that it has returned. So the first one is the impact of AI on the workplace, evidence from OECD case studies of AI implementation. You can see the date is quite recent, so it's 2023. And if we look at the insights, the impact of AI on work includes job reorganization rather than displacement. So that's quite interesting, improving job quality. And it could be a paper that I'd look into further, so I could highlight that paper and say, okay, this is something that I want to see show more like selected, or I could come back to it later. So let's look at the next one. Does artificial intelligence promote or inhibit on the job learning? Again, quite a recent paper. It's talking about significantly inhibiting people's on-the-job learning. There's something surprising. I wouldn't have expected that. So it's I would be interested to look further into this paper to understand why these results have come up. So there's another paper that it could be relevant. Artificial intelligence, its impact on employability. Again, 2023, quite a relevant article, and looks at both job losses in some areas. So another paper that would be interesting to include. The impact of AI on the workplace, main findings from OECD. I think it seems to be the exact same paper that it's returned. Let's look at the date. So yeah, it's actually come up with the same paper twice. So be careful when you're doing your review. SciSpace sometimes does that and returns similar results if they've been indexed in 2 different places. So just be aware of that. Okay, and we've got here the future of work, and we can see some of the insights on that, and we'll keep on going. You can keep on going until you find the relevant information and select the papers that you would like to see more of. So let me show you some of the other features. Up here we have options to filter our results even more, so we can choose to show only the papers with PDFs. So if you look down, I've actually had a number of papers. It's come back with a number of papers with PDFs, but some papers don't have. And remember, when SciSpace extracts the information here, it's only extracting from the abstract unless there's a PDF. So if there's a PDF, it will give us more information. If there isn't a PDF, then it's just getting the information from the abstract. So I could choose to just ask SciSpace to extract information from the papers that have PDFs. And this will be especially useful when I come to add more columns. For example, if I want to add the too long didn't read column, TLDR, okay, you'll see that now it will be extracting information from throughout the study and not just the abstract. a lot of people are quite confused between, what does the insight column and TLDR show? How is it different? And I found for myself that the insights column is usually mainly answering the question or trying to give you information based on the research question that you've typed in. So, for example, I typed in, what is the impact of AI on work? So you'll see that the insight is attempting to answer this question. The impact of AI on work includes job reorganization rather than displacement, improved job quality, and challenges related to skill requirements and increased work intensity. Whereas the TLDR column gives you a general overview of the main idea and findings of the study. So in this paper, the authors present a case study of the impacts of AI technologies on the workplace in manufacturing and finance sectors. So you can see immediately it's gone into more details, giving us the sector. It tells us the sample, for example, a OECD country is based on nearly 100 case studies, and then it gives us the information as well. So important to decide on what kind of detail that you want and when choosing your columns or when you're choosing what to read. If you want just a very quick overview of the paper and how it's answered your questions, you can choose to focus on the insights. I always like to choose TLDR because I feel it gives me a more detailed understanding of the paper, so I can decide whether I want to include it or not. And you can see there are more columns that we can add. So for example, I can add the conclusions column. I can add the methods used in the study. I can add the limitations, for example, practical implications, and so on. Whatever I want to compare, I can use it to add a column so I can quickly see and compare papers with these titles. So, for example, limitations, skill requirements, increased work intensity, lack of analysis of personal failure in human AI teaming. And I always find the limitations are useful for giving me ideas on certain contributions that I can make, gaps that I can fill. So it's always interesting to add the limitation column, especially when you're starting out and you're trying to figure an angle for your paper. Practical implications as well, and it's quite summarized, which is useful, something that you can quickly use to write a general paper. Let's see the methodology here. So the methods used, we've got a qualitative approach, theoretical analysis, qualitative approach, it's an employer survey, and so on. So quite a few useful columns that you can add. And this is actually really interesting as well. My columns, if you have a specific question that you would like to ask and trying to compare it between different papers, then that's a useful column to use. For example, I could say, are the risks of AI? Okay, and I'll see if the paper actually responds to this question. So I'll create a column now, and it will either tell me whether the paper has information on that or it does not tackle that topic, so I can decide whether to include it in my review or not. So skill requirements and increased work intensity are challenges associated with AI. So you see that a lot. So there's implications for privacy, changes in employment conditions, and it can tell me exactly, the area that it's focusing on in terms of risk. Sometimes the paper will return NA, which means, for example, that this paper does not tackle that question in particular. So I know, for example, that if I want to focus on the risks, I would not choose this paper. So quite interesting of columns that you can around with and try. So the next thing we can do is we can actually click on the actual paper, and it will take us to the study. And you can see that the study here is down. It's got an option to look at 7 different related papers. You can explore if you like that topic and you feel that it's actually focusing specifically on what you're looking for. And here's something really useful that SciSpace offers, which is asking the co-pilot. So say, for example, I'm interested in this paper, but I'm still not sure whether I need to spend the time reading it in detail. I can ask co-pilot to give me some information. So for example, explain the abstract of this paper in 2 lines. And you can see that it's quickly summarized the abstract for me. Also ask follow-up questions. So for example, here, if I click on follow-up, okay, it will, and then select, let's say, the methods used in the paper, you can see that in SciFi, the co-pilot will start to extract the exact methods that we used in the paper. So it's a qualitative approach, conducting nearly 100 case studies, and so on. and so many different options that you can ask Copilot to do. Okay, so let's go back to the main page. So just a few more features that I'd like to show you. Up here you can see that the responses are in English, but you have an option to choose from a number of languages in terms of what the analysis comes back in. So say, for example, I wanted to choose, let's say, French, and I'd like to understand the papers better in French. You can see it's actually given me the insights, the limitations, practical implications, everything in French, which is quite amazing. So if you want to, English is not your first language, or you're struggling with some of the meanings and you want to have the papers written in your home language, you can see that it really does offer you a large number of languages that you can choose from. Another feature that we have, if you look here on the side, you can use the citation generator. I haven't found it to be 100% accurate, so be careful with it. But it does give you an initial head start if you want to use it to the website here, and then click search, and it will give you the citation in quite a number of formats. So APA, it's got MLA, it's got the Harvard citation, and so on. So be careful, always double check your citations, but it is good to have a first overview of the citation. Another option that we get with SciSpace is it's a paraphrasing tool. Say I want to have a quick paraphrase of this first abstract. So I can then go to SciSpace, I can paste in my information. The review seeks to present a comprehensive picture of recent discussions. I'm going to generate my, still on the citation. So let's go down to paraphraser. Okay, so I'm going to add in my text here. Okay, and paraphrase. So you'll see, let's look at how much it's changed there. So the review seeks to present a comprehensive picture of recent discussions in the social sciences of the anticipated impact of AI. Okay, so you can see that it's quite similar. I'd be reluctant to take the paraphrase output and use it directly. What I like to do is just sometimes when I'm stuck, to use the paraphrasing tool to give me some ideas in terms of what to write, and then to build on it. So I still change this a bit more. If we look at the output here, if you can click down and see to the bar chart icon and see a detailed breakdown, it will show you that one sentence is moderate AI. So one of the sentences is being flagged up as being written by AI. And if we go down here to the AI detector, it will give us a more detailed breakdown. So out of the whole paraphrased abstract, we can see that this first sentence has been flagged up. So again, be careful when you're using the paraphrase tool. Try to write your own work, but if you're stuck, you can always use it to give you with ideas in terms of synonyms that you can use or other ways of rephrasing the text. I hope you found this video useful. I would recommend that you give SciSpace a try to help you with your literature reviews. Let me know how it goes in the comment box below, and see you in the next video.